Go ahead. Thank you.
All right, are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So tonight is Wednesday, January 24th. I always like to start my team calls with the date because I feel like if you guys are watching this later on, you have no idea when we did these. So, and we have Megan tonight going over common objections. So she's going to be going over a lot of the common ones that we get. But I'm going to be watching the chat. So if you guys have any chat or any objections that you're coming across, please feel free to pop them in there. And I'll be sending those to Megan as we go along. So go ahead, Megan.
Yay. So I feel like, so I've been a coach for over 4 years. And oh my gosh, in the beginning, I felt like I was not tackling an objection. If you say no to me, like I will be sad and I will like be, okay, cool. Like, I'm sorry I bothered you, right? So I'm going to go through just kind of the objections that I still get, we all still get. And I would love, like, comment in the chat, what is something you hear a lot, or what has been an objection that maybe you don't know how to respond to? And at the end, we'll kind of go through and just brainstorm different things you can say. This will hopefully just give you a different way to look at it and kind of a different way to maybe word things and dig a little deeper. So, all right. I don't have time, I know, right? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you, run you through just different ways to chat with people. All right, can you guys see that? Let's see. All right, we good? So you have to know, you can't take no's seriously. They will come around, okay? A no is just a not right now. I promise you that. I have had many no's that have come around years later, coaches that have come around years later, and they want to watch you. If they're saying no to you, they want to watch you. And so just know that, expect that if you hear no, it's like, you know, address the objection. And if you still get another no, like just play it cool. I promise you they're watching you. So keep that in mind. Okay, before the objection, you want to be sharing your journey consistently. You want to be talking about what you're doing, sharing motivational stuff, sharing healthy snacks. Let them know what's going on and what you're doing. Same thing with Shakeology, not salesy stuff, but why are you drinking it? How does it make you feel? That meal on the go that maybe you would have grabbed fast food instead. Really start sharing those things. The importance of being a coach, the accountability, successes of other people, your progress, your before and after pictures. That's what you're going to want to do to kind of set the stage for what you're doing when somebody's going to reach out to you, because they want to know what you're doing. So the more that you can share what you're doing, the more that they're going to believe in what you have going on. So, and then you want to be asking questions. And I'm going to show you a little example of how I used to talk and how I don't talk anymore. So say you're posting about your workouts or whatever, and someone's like, hey girl, what's this workout thing you're doing? I'm going to show you how I used to respond. So the don't. So I used to be like, it's 80 Obsession, it's a new Beachbody program, and it's $180, and you get this year of all access, and Shakeology is so great, and let me know if you want to order. And all of that is wrong, okay? And I know that seems like, what else are you supposed to do? And it's hard to know what to say, right? I totally get that. You know, now I can't stand when I see coaches end conversations with let me know, because we want to be in control of the conversation, okay? We want to be the ones that are asking the questions. And so you'll see in the do, I'm kind of still curiosity marketing. I'm not telling them the program, because say that person was maybe a little nervous to talk to me. Clearly I'm a little bit salesy in the beginning. They're going to be like, forget it. And they're going to Google 80-day obsession, and maybe they'll buy it through the Beachbody site or find another coach or something. So I'm still like sprinkling, like it's a program that's going to work your booty, your whole body, and tone your booty. So I'm kind of giving a base of why the program is so cool. And then I'm like, well, who doesn't want to do this? I love it from home. And then I'm asking questions. That's what you want to be doing when you're having these conversations. I know it's so easy to jump right into like, let's make the sale, but you want to think of these questions and the answers you're going to get is like ammo for the conversations and for the objections. So I'm asking, like, what are you doing for exercise? What goals are you working on? Because I want to dig deeper. Why do they want to be a part of this, right? Okay, now during the objections, like get ready. You're gonna hear them. You're gonna hear every single objection under the sun. Like you have to say like bring it. Let's talk about them. Let's work through these. And then you're gonna always wanna address it. And I like to use feel, felt, find because, you know, we've all come from the place where we were probably invited to do this, or we thought about doing this, and then we thought, no, we can't do this. So walk it through. Like, I'll show some examples. I felt the same way. I know how you feel. Don't let it defeat you. Like I said, a no is just a not right now. And then keep asking more questions. I'll give you some more examples of what to do to keep talking to people. But I think the biggest thing for you to hopefully take away is that you're not being pushy. This is not being salesy. This is not being gross. When you're asking these questions like, how can I help you? What are your goals? What are you working on? That's being a professional, and we are in the profession of helping people. And to really help somebody, you got to know why. Like, why do they want to get healthy? Why do they want to exercise? Why do they want to lose the weight? So get out of your comfort zone and start asking those questions to dig a little deeper. Don't be so anxious to be like, here's the link, I want to make the sale, right? I know we've all been there, but keep in mind that we're a professional, and so we want to dig a little deeper in how we can help somebody. All right, and then after the objection, keep it cool, like no worries. And here's the thing that you'll want to do. Set a follow-up date to check in with them. That's one of my favorite things to do. I hear all the objections to thank you guys. Money, time, I'm going to the gym, I'm running, I'm going to do my own thing. I hear all of that stuff. And so I just say like, no worries. I'll check in with you in a couple weeks before our next group starts, or I'll check in with you next month. Always leave it so that you have you have another reason to reach out to them. If you say, okay, no worries, let me know if you change your mind, are they going to ever let you know? Probably not. But the best thing is then in another month, if you're getting those objections in another month, you can be like, hey girl, I know that you wanted to work on, you know, you were going to do your own thing at the gym, or you were going to do your own thing on the treadmill or whatever. Like, how's that going? Update me. How's your progress been? Then it kind of puts it again back in their court, and they're reevaluating. Like, did I make progress? Did I get the results? And if you're doing what you should be doing, sharing your progress, sharing how you're feeling, you know, they're going to see that stuff. So they're going to notice that you're making that progress, and maybe they're not. So you want to leave it so you can have a reason to reach back out to them. Along with that is you're going to want to track your conversations, obviously, so you know who you're going to follow up with, and then use common objections in your post. So if I have somebody that says like, oh, I'm just going to use my treadmill, I don't want to pay for anything right now, I will do a post about how I used to have my treadmill and I was running on my treadmill an hour a day and it was boring and I never made any progress. But I found once I followed a strength training program from home, you know, I was able to see that muscle that I wanted to see or whatever. So I think when you're addressing those publicly in your posts, you know, you're dropping those with people that may think, yeah, you know, she's right. I guess I'm not making progress and running is boring on a treadmill or whatever it is. So think about what you hear the most and then make a post about it, because I'm sure you guys have felt the same way as the people that you're talking to feel. Okay. Money, 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 money. We probably hear that the most. And I definitely use a feel, felt, found. Okay. Because I will tell you that Sarah reached out to me. So our oldest children are the same exact age. And she started coaching after her oldest was born. And I was going to lose weight on my own after my oldest was born. And so I told her that right off the bat, like, I'm breastfeeding, I'm doing this, I'm doing good. And so I just let it be. And I was thinking, you know, I can't afford this. And, you know, we were on a budget and, you know, I think for the most part, when someone tells you they can't afford it, it really means they can't justify it. There are people that cannot afford it. But for the most part, people can't justify it. And that's the way I was. I could not justify it because I had a treadmill and I saw other YouTube videos, right? So use the feel, felt, found. Like, I know how you feel. It's a struggle. I knew that I maybe didn't have $160 to invest. I didn't know if I would stick with it. A business that maybe I wasn't good at. And then I realized, like, if I didn't change, if I didn't do something different, nothing was going to change. I watched Sarah get ripped from home and I lost the weight, but I had no muscle because I was on the treadmill the whole time. And so then when Sarah invited me again and again and again, after I had my second child, I was like, okay, like I want to feel strong and have muscle. And so, you know, I bought P90X, like off of, I don't know, I randomly found it. I did sell it on Craig's, or I sold it on eBay to be able to have money for this, my first challenge pack. And so I share that, you know, I relate to them and I know how you feel, but then I let them know, like, I believe in you. Because again, I think most of the objections that you get that are money related, people can just not justify it. Side note, I do not do anything with my face, and I don't even wash my face at night. And I have a good friend that sells Rodan and Fields, and she's always like, you know, let's get you on a routine, and it's $200 and some. And I'm like, I can't afford that. When in reality, I could probably make that work in my budget, but like, I can't justify it because I don't want to wash my face every night, right? So if you look at it that way, you're thinking people like really just can't justify it, and you want to help them see that they actually can justify it because you believe in them, because you're going to support them and cheer them on. You want to keep that in mind so that when they're... Did you mute me on purpose? Oh, you're muting everybody. Okay. You didn't bug me. Here's another one that I say. Keep in mind, and then sometimes people need to hear it broken down. So where it says, I know, insert goals, like you've already talked to them about their goals. So it's easy to say, like, I know getting in shape for your wedding is important to you. I know that losing that baby weight is important to you. I know that having that energy and feeling better in your clothes is important to you. That's why we want to ask those goals, because I don't want to say turn it around, but you can turn it around on them and say, you know, you told me that was important. I'm going to help you get there. I believe in you. And then you always want to ask these, end these with a question. Will you reconsider? And then again, like I said, if they say, no, I just really can't do it, no worries, girl, I'll check in with you in a couple weeks, or I'll check in with you next time. Here's just another example, talking about just why I did it. The accountability, a group of busy moms. I finally got to the point where I felt good about myself, and now I pay it forward. And then I talk about, like, you know, how do you see yourself in 2 months from now, 3 months from now? Do you see yourself with those new pair of jeans? Do you see yourself being active with energy? Like, wouldn't that, after the fact, like, wouldn't that $160 be worth it? Like, if you felt like that down the road, if this summer you felt good enough to really be in a bathing suit again, or in a bikini again, or whatever it is, like, would you reconsider? So we'll do this together. So I hope you take away from these that, like, I'm always asking questions at the end. What do you think? Will you reconsider? I don't just leave it with, like, let me know, right? I'm asking that question to them. All right, here's another way you can word it if you feel comfortable doing this. I let them know that I had a friend and coach that felt the same way. We talked more and decided that she would sell some stuff and then she would enroll as a coach. She invited 15 of her friends and a couple of them joined, and then she earned her initial investment back. Would you be interested in going that route? Who do you think would join you? That's just another way to throw it out there. Like, you could sign up as a coach and you know, make your money back if you actually invite people to do it with you.
Hey, Megan.
Yeah.
Really quick, are you going to share these scripts in the team page? Because I'm watching people, like, write frantically.
No. Sorry. Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Yeah, you're never going to get it all down, you guys. So just let me.
No, sorry. And I like, when I see a PowerPoint, I hate when someone, like, reads it, like, word for word, when you can, like, see it. So I'm trying to, like, summarize for you. Yes, I will share it all so you can just kind of get different snippets. But I want you to see the point. Like, for me too, it's relating, like, I was like, oh, Shakeology is too expensive. But I was the one that was going through Starbucks drive-through 3 or 4 times a week. And, you know, like, those lattes are like $5, right? So for me, it's showing people, like, you can replace that Starbucks. It's not in addition to your current diet. And then I think the same thing, like, what I was doing wasn't working. So what did I have to lose, right? And then you can break it down to, like, on demand, you guys, is so cheap. I mean, it's like $8.25 a month. I know you can cut that out. It's about, you know, feeling your best. What do you think? Same thing, asking those questions. Here's another one. Going back to their goals. If you could feel better about yourself, gain that confidence, like, wouldn't it be worth it? Wouldn't it be worth that investment? And then I put it into, here's the plan for the year. So I kind of let them see, like, this is what we could do for the year. I see you doing 21-Day Fix Extreme, and then we could move to Core de Force. And adding in all these different programs shows them the value that they're getting in the on-demand. And that's what we want to do, is show that value And again, we can do that in our posts every day. We can do that in our posts about Shakeology every day. So if you haven't been sharing about how you're feeling with your workouts or how Shakeology is making you feel, and you're talking to somebody about Shakeology, they're not going to have that value as if they see you talk about it often, you know? Same thing. What do you think? Will you reconsider? All right. Shakeology, I'm sure you guys hear this a lot. I hear sometimes that, you know, I'm drinking something else that I like. And I'll be honest, you know, I used to drink a different protein shake too. I'm not a vegan, but I drink vegan Shakeology. I'm a vegetarian. And so I used to drink another vegan shake and it tasted awful. And I mixed it with water and I like downed it because it was so gross. And so then, you know, we started to get healthier and we were adding all this extra stuff. We were getting a regular protein shake, but then we were adding in the greens and we were adding all this stuff. So I talk about that. Now I have all my vitamins and stuff in Shakeology. Now, if someone else tells me they're using a different shake, I don't want to be like, what is it? And then start to badmouth another product. I feel like that only makes us look bad. But I do want to say, like, read the ingredients, because I was just looking for whatever protein shake was cheapest. And we really want to educate them, like, look at the ingredients, because there are other quality protein shakes out there. If somebody's looking for just a protein shake, and doesn't add all that stuff to it, then, you know, I'm sure if you're asking them to look at the ingredients, then maybe they're seeing that it's quality, or maybe they're realizing what kind of crap they're putting in their bodies. But I think the great thing about the all access pack is that they're getting Shakeology for half off. So I'm using that to say, like, you get a bag for half off. It's a great chance for you to try it for a few weeks. Then if you think like, I can't justify it, or I don't like it for whatever reason, I'll totally help you cancel with an email. And so then I throw it back to them, like, what do you think? Do you want to go all in with the pack, or do you want to just get the fitness portion? So if somebody's telling you, like, turning down Shakeology, don't look at it as like, oh, I didn't sell the challenge pack. Oh, you know, forget it. We can always help somebody with just the fitness part, and maybe that's the best fit for them at that time. So don't be afraid to, you know, say, okay, well, let's just do the fitness part then. All right, price, right? I tell people how I feel. And again, if you're doing this in your posts, then it's not so hard to like blurb this in a message. It's a replacement for your morning bagel, your weekly Starbucks. Can you see it where it would help you for breakfast or for lunch? You get 30 servings off with the pack we talked about. Talking about how it makes you feel energized and it's my chocolate treat and all that stuff. I think really breaking it down and sharing why it helps you. I think in the beginning, when I first started, I was quick to be like, well, it has adaptogens and it has prebiotics and probiotics. And while that's important information to know, people really just want to hear from you how you feel. And also, I've drank it through pregnancy and breastfeeding. And I think if that's something that you're doing, it's important that you share too, because I know, you know, as a nursing mom with a new baby, like, I didn't have time to eat. And I knew that this was going to be the healthiest thing I was going to put in my body most of the time with a tiny baby. So share that, all that stuff, that why it's really helping you. All right. So on to working out. I don't get this as much anymore because we have so many 30-minute programs, but I just talk about, like, you know how you feel, right? I'm at home. I have 3 little kids. I have to fit in my workout during the day with them. And then I just say, like, everything goes smoother when you get that 30 minutes in. Are you sure you can't make 30 minutes work? Don't you see where you could pull 30 minutes from somewhere else and get it in? So again, same thing. Talk about, like, I felt like I wasn't going to have time to, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I felt like I wasn't going to have time to do the 80-day obsession workouts. But I found if I spent extra time making sure my kids had everything they needed, they went to the bathroom, they had their snack, you know, then I found that I could actually get that hour of time in. And so that's kind of what you have to share with people, that you felt the same way. All right, coaching. Okay, you're talking to somebody about coaching, you know somebody would be perfect, and I hear a lot, I'm too busy. And luckily we have a lot of moms on our team, a lot of people on our team that are way busier than you are. And if somebody says they're too busy, you know, I like to say, awesome, then you know how to prioritize your time. And this business is about freedom and sacrificing things. And same thing, I felt like I didn't have time, when in reality, my kids were taking a nap and I was scrolling on Facebook anyway. So now I'm not scrolling, I'm making money by helping other people with fitness. So, and then I asked, like, would it be worth it? Like, you see, and this does not have to be a big deal, but you see the extra $200 I made this month. You see how I talk about being able to buy some new workout clothes. If you could sacrifice just a little thing and see yourself a year down the road, 2 years down the road, like, wouldn't it be worth giving up some of these like minor things you're saying that are taking up your time? What could you sacrifice? Asking those questions, keeping that conversation going. All right, this one I probably hear the most. Luckily, I can say I felt the same way because I started when my daughter was, I was 2 months postpartum. I felt awful. I really did find that I could inspire other people. And that's what we want to talk about. Like, this is probably the objection I get the most now when it comes to coaching. And I think just sharing that, like, those six-pack abs, super women mamas that are like, or just super women. Like, I'm sure you've seen like other home workouts and, those women are inspiring. But what really inspires people is that working mom that gets up at 2 or at 6 a.m. to work out every day, or the working mom that's driven to lose those 50 pounds and shares that journey. Those are the people that, are really motivating. They're real. I hate to say that because, everyone's a real person. But then I talk about like, we'll get going on your own stuff. I'll teach you in a separate private group how to become successful in this business. What do you think? Always ending with that question. All right, I wouldn't be good. I think we all feel that way, right? I wouldn't be good at it. And maybe you still feel like I'm not good at it. But it's talking to people about, we get signed up, you work on your own goals, we'll run through the new coach training, and then be honest with them. Like, if you don't love it, I don't want you, like, if you don't love it, I'm not going to push you to do something like this. I'll help you get canceled with an email. It's no big deal. I think you'd make a great coach and I think you would love it, but you won't know until you try, right? So throw it out to them. Again, this whole vibe is like, you're just being a professional. Like, you're just guiding them to make a decision that's going to be the best for them. All right, time. Same thing. We just talk about, like, I get it done in pockets of time. So if someone's saying to me like, oh, I wouldn't have time to do that, instead of saying like, oh, no worries, it's okay, I figured you'd say no, or something like that, it's going deeper. You can do this in pockets of time. I have kids, I did this. Would you carve out that extra time to create a life that you really want, to have more money? Would it be worth those small sacrifices? Putting that out there to them and planting that seed. All right, so those are it. Those are the biggest ones I have that I hear. And I hope you got the point of asking those questions and talking to people and just really digging deeper into why somebody reached out and why they want to join you. So what you got that we can brainstorm and chat about?
All right, so some of the big ones, one of the really big ones that we're getting in here is I have to check with my husband, which I feel like is Wonder Woman, and that's the deflector. You're just deflecting, and you're saying like, I have to check with my husband. So how do you handle that one?
Would I say that to you, Sarah, like 10 times? Oh, my husband says I can't justify, we can't do it. But that's what I had. So it's easy for me to address that one because that's where I came from. And he was like, and this is the way I think he is with anything that I want to spend money on these days, even though I make extra money with Beachbody. He's always like, we'll find a way to make it work. And so I always say, like, I did sell stuff on Craigslist. I did sell stuff on eBay, but I think it goes back to the same thing. It's not that they can't afford it. It's that they can't justify it, So I would say, like, it's all good. I had to check with my husband too, but ultimately, happy wife, happy life, right? You could joke about that. You could be like, when mom is good, when mom feels strong, when mom feels sexy, when mom feels confident, like the whole world, right, rocks, doesn't it?
So Megan, I have like an opposite response that I've used a lot and find it really helpful because I came from a place where I didn't even tell my husband what I was doing. I just did it. And so I use that. I say, like, I totally get it. And I get that you feel like you need to run it by him or whatever and get his buy-in. But let me just tell you, like, I didn't even tell my husband what I was doing. Like, right, wrong, or indifferent, you don't have to agree with that. But don't you think he would support you in doing something that would make you feel really healthy? And then I even said stuff like, think about how many times you run into Target and spend $200 without blinking an eye. Do you run that by hubby? You know, like, and people are like, oh, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm just going to do it and whatever. And I mean, it's not like you're trying, I mean, that's the truth. Like, that's my true story.
Right.
So I don't feel bad saying that. And it really is sort of calling them out, because I think a lot of times people just use that as like, you know, because they just can't justify it. So it's like, just, I'm going to push her off and say this, you know? So just a different perspective, you know, just out of
I love that. And I feel like it's the same thing. Like, the point is take those and then dig a little deeper. And Tara dug deeper her way, and what was her experience. And I think, you've got to keep asking those questions. Like, and it's not pushy. Like the way Tara said that is not pushy. It's like, come on, girl. Like, I've been there. Like, how many times do we do this? What is it? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission.
Okay, so another one that we're getting here is as far as coaching, and there's two different parts. One is I could never do what you do, and the other one is I wish it wasn't tied to a shake. So how do you handle those?
Do you want to take it?
Sure.
Okay.
As far as I could never do what you do, I get that a lot, because I think people just think that we sit home and work out all day. And that's not true. Like, I watch, you know, How to Get Away with Murder, and like, you know, clean the house, and I have more free time now than I did when I was working full time. So, it goes back to the Summer Tucker video, guys, where Summer says, if you make it seem like you are constantly busy and you're at swim practice and you're checking messages and you've got your laptop out and you're working when you're at gymnastics, people aren't going to want to do what you do, because that's crazy. So stop glorifying the concept of being busy, because it's all about prioritizing things and what's important to you. So that's how I handle the I could never do what you do. I'm like, girl, you don't even know what I do. Like, seriously. And the other one, I wish it wasn't tied to a shake. I actually just deflected this one yesterday. And I just said, you know, it's not. You know, this company is all about making people happier and healthier and fitter. And, you know, the Shakeology is just one of the tools that we have that make that happen. You know, there are so many other tools, and I look at it like finding the right fit for the right person, not necessarily Shakeology as the, you know, end all be all. So that's how I handle those. Now let's see here. Oh, there was another one. I don't have access to cable or internet at home. That makes me laugh, because there's internet like everywhere, and I can't walk somewhere without my phone pinging that it's going to pick up Wi-Fi. So I told somebody the other day, I was like, so do you drop your kids off at school? Like, you know, you could download free workouts while you're dropping your kids off at school. Like, you could go to Starbucks and sit in the parking lot and download your workout onto your phone. Do you realize that? And they were like, oh, no, I didn't realize that. So
yeah, it's the same thing. Like, you have to ask those questions, like prompt, like, really, like, what's going on? Maybe I have a solution. Yes, they can use the app too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Juanita posted in here, I'm just not interested. And girl, they might not be. You know what? So
that's okay.
That's kind of like, all right, girl. And I get that a lot too. You know, hey, that's just not my jam. I don't like workouts at home. You know, that's not my thing. And so I'll just tell people, I'll be like, that is totally, totally fine. You keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, is it okay if I check back with you in a month and see how you're doing and see how things are going? And I've done that so many times, and people will come back and be like, all right, you look awesome. What are you doing?
They're back, right? Yes. Yes. Bless and release. You don't want to be like, when I talk about, you know, we're not pushy, we're professional, but we're also not thirsty. Like, we are not like hunting people down. We're not that desperate. Yes. Especially when it comes to coaching. If somebody is not interested, the worst thing you could probably do is try to convince them that, you know, just say, I think you'd be great. No worries. Like, it's all good, you know?
Yep. I had one yesterday. I've been talking to a lot of people on Instagram about coaching, and I've been approaching a lot of fitness professionals, and just like super awesome looking people on Instagram. And I'm like, dude, you should totally do this. And I had one girl yesterday tell me, she's like, oh, is this like one of those companies like Beachbody? And legit, that's exactly what the girl said to me. And I said, well, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Yes, I am a Beachbody coach, and she said, I tried, I said Genix or whatever, one of the other ones. And what I actually did is I said, you know what? I get it. You may have had a bad experience that could have been from any number of things. I've been doing this, for 4 years. I love what I do. And why don't, and I literally say, why don't you jump in my free group and you can see how I run things a little bit differently. And they'll be like, oh, so it's just a free group that you're doing? Yeah, just jump in my free group, check it out, see how we run things. And then we can continue talking about, if you feel like this coaching thing's right for you. And I had like 4 people be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. That sounds great.
Can we all recognize how hard it is to reach out to somebody that's in like sick shape? So props to you, because those are like the most intimidating people that you're like, oh no, they're never going to be interested, right? So good for you even asking. I'm always like, ah.
My favorite line for those people is I message them and I'm like, oh my God, girl, thank you so much for the love on my Instagram. Like, I went to your Instagram and it is so awesome. Like, do you train people online? And so then they think that like it's kind of shady.
Well, do you get paid to do this too?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it comes back. It's really, really cool. I love it.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Yep, girl, you look amazing. What do you do to stay so fit? Are you a coach too? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I think am I missing anything, guys? I did 21 days.
I have one more thing I was going to say is that I used to get the objection a lot, like, oh, I don't want to drink a shake. Like, I think you need to eat real food. And I love that one because like, I can just be upfront, like, girl, it is 100% like ideal for you to eat real food. Like, obviously if we could all eat great, healthy, quality food all day long, like that's what's ideal. But like what's best is what's going to work for you. So if you say like, I'm going to make a salad for lunch and a salad for dinner, and you're setting yourself up for something that you can't easily achieve, subbing it with the next best thing, a shake that, acts like a salad, but tastes really good and is easy to do on the go, then you're more likely to stick it because it's something that's easy. So I think it's, it's easy to just talk about that stuff too, that just be real with them. Like, I know about the shake, but here's why I need it,
Megan, did you see this one from Gina that quite a few people have said to me? I did 21 Day Fix a long time ago. Let me find my containers. I'll join your group. Or friend, give me those videos. I'll join your group.
Oh, those are so fun, aren't they?
Yeah. How do you handle those?
For me, like, I'm in the business, we want to help people. Like, that's our first goal. So I make sure that they're signed up with me as a customer. So I let them know, like, I don't want to step on any toes. Are you working with a coach? Were you working with a coach? I just want to make sure that you're on my list. So then I can add you to my group. And then I just, how did 21 Day Fix work for you? Did you like the workouts? Because sometimes I found like, oh yeah, but I got a little bored with them. And then I say, I just want to give you the options. Like, here's the awesome deals going on right now. If you still want to stick with what you're doing, like, that's all good too. I'll help you. But yeah, I mean, I know it kind of, you feel like, oh, I'm helping somebody for free, but look at it as, if they're in your group, then maybe they're getting excited about Shakeology again. Maybe they're, seeing other programs being posted. So I think, yeah, getting them excited just and helping them again, it's what we're here for, right?
Yep. And we started actually in our 80-day obsession group. We started doing a $10 Amazon card for people that log 6 workouts, and a $10 Amazon card. We do a drawing. Like, we don't give a $10 Amazon card for all those. There's like 50 people. But we do a drawing for a $10 Amazon card. You can enter it if you log 6 workouts or 6 Shakeologies and performance lines. So we give away 2 $10 gift cards every week, and it's making people more interested in the performance line or Shakeology.
Cool.
So people are asking about talking to fitness professionals. So if you're okay, I'll take that one, Megan.
Yeah, go for it.
Because basically I just tell people, I'm like, listen, you guys, like because I came from a group fitness background, and when Sarah approached me, I was teaching yoga, and I was like, I don't need this home workout. That's for old ladies. Like, that's for old people. And I poo-pooed it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And basically it's one of those things, as a personal trainer or a group fitness instructor, you guys, you don't have time to take care of yourself. It's like the carpenter's house is always falling apart, right? So I always tell people, I'm like, listen, this is something that is quick. It's easy. You're not writing programs for people. You're not rehearsing for hours. You're not coming up with nutrition plans. You're doing it on your time. That's a big thing for me. And I tell people that all the time. You're doing this on your time, because when you're a personal trainer, when you're a group fitness instructor, you are at the mercy of that gym and your clients. And a lot of times they want you to teach a class at 5:30 at night or 6:30 at night. And, that's dinner time. I don't want to do that. So you're doing this on your time. You're not coming up with programs. You're not coming up with nutrition plans. And the other side of that, so you're saying all of this, and then the other side of it is people will say, oh, well, how do I know the plan is good for people then, if I'm not working one-on-one with them? And I just tell people, I'm like, you know what? It's not all unicorns and rainbows. Like, you don't just say, hit play, download this meal plan. Like, you have to help them with recipes. You have to help them with their, what they like to eat and what they don't like to eat. And then I tell them too, you also might need to help people with modifying the moves or finding the program that's right for them. So it's not just a one size fits all. A lot of personal trainers, a lot of group fitness instructors will be like, oh, I'm better than that. I'm better than those home workouts. So yeah, and it looks like Sarah's got some scripts for that, which is awesome.
Good. There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll share mine too, so that you guys can kind of just have a different way to word things. And yeah, I hope that helped you, challenge you to tackle the objections and not shy away and be like, you know what to expect, right? So that you can battle them, and yeah, just put that belief in them that they can do this, that they'll love it.
This was amazing, Megan. Thank you so much. I picked up some stuff, and I'm excited to see your scripts. So we will go ahead and get the recording up for you guys. It usually takes us, a day to get the recording up there. We'll get the scripts in there as quick as we can. But thank you so much, everybody, for hopping on. This was a great call, and have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.